Flight boss, bitch. And you know, for the show, air grams. Oh, flights. I'm the Archangel Uriel, and I'm here to carry out God's duties and motherfucking responsibilities. And you're now listening to the Mind of the Notarious Moon. So let's get into it. We're still in the Mercury system. So what's the Mercury system? It's connected to the nerve system. Mercury energy, the Mercury planet itself is connected to the, you know, the stuff that make your teeth cringe. You know what I'm saying? The nerve system. You know what I'm saying? The first initial communication you have within the self and to others. When you communicate with yourself, I mean, like, when you want to look left, you go ahead and look left. If you want to look right, you go ahead and look right. You know what I'm saying? That's all Mercury controlling that. You feel me? The first initial movement, because it's the fastest planet around the, because it's the closest to the sun. So you go in your sun sign, it can only be in your sun sign or the sign before your sun sign or the sign after your sun sign. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the only as far as it could be away from the sun. You know what I'm saying? And Mercury deals with the, it's real fast paced. So fast reactions and anything that get manifested on the fast part of in manifestation on Earth deals with Mercury. You know what I'm saying? So let's get into it. Let's go. We in Mercury and motherfucking Leo. Now Leos, Mercury and Leo people. Now the communication style may be amped, maybe enthusiastic. You know what I'm saying? You can catch a lot of people who like to communicate about religion with this sign. People, and then if they're not in religion, they're into themselves or into their own thoughts. Almost to a fault, because they can forget that there's others around, but at the same time they need others around to communicate with in order to feel like they're the center of conversation. Now these people like to be center of conversation because Mercury deals with communication. So depending on the person's sun and moon sign is whether they're gonna feel this way or put this into actions. But as far as just the basic awareness of communication with this person going to want to be the center of attention in certain situations. Especially if it's if everybody talking about a subject this person knows a lot about. This person going to appear to give orders. They may not mean to do that, but the way they come across is like they giving an order. So you might want to watch that too if you're a Mercury and Leo. You know what I'm saying? Because I know how you feel, which is your moon sign, and maybe something totally different. But you need to understand the way you build the things that your moon sign receives in this world, the way you build it up in your head to understand it and to communicate it, which is Mercury, is acting as of the sun. And since the Mercury sign is the Mercury planet is closest to the sun, it's going to act more as the sun, but in a very airy way because it deals with the abstract and the communication. It does best in the air signs. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, Mercury and air signs are fast talkers. So you come across a fast talker, 9 times out of 10 they got a Mercury and air sign. But when it comes into in Leo, which is fire, now it's receiving a certain energy where it's like it can give off light. So it likes to criticize others, but also in good ways. You know what I'm saying? Like, just if a person doing real good, a Mercury and Leo has no problem with showing appreciation for what that person is doing. It has no shame in giving that, but it likes to receive that too, and it likes to give and receive within conversations. But it likes to feel like in conversations that they're superior to whoever, even if they're not. Even if they're talking to a person who know more than them, they still like to feel like it was a reason for me to talk to this person because now I gained another knowledge that I can go express myself to someone else. See, this Mercury sign right here is more expressive than a lot of other Mercury signs. Like instead of doing a lot of talking, like if it was in air, it deals more with your movements. Like you see how I'm moving while I'm talking and stuff like that. But see, it shares like that because my Mercury is in Aries, so I may do that to a certain extent too. But when it comes to Mercury and Leo, they emphasize in communicating with body language. They want you to know how they feel by the way they're acting. They don't necessarily want to explain to you, like talking to you about their problems. They more like to express it in a certain body language or body movement type of way and in enthusiastic ways, so you can build on conversation. Bring it over here, mama. So you could build on a conversation with them and make them feel like they could be the center of your day, the center of your conversation that day. And another thing to watch out for Mercury and Leo people is too, they may come across like they're talking about themselves all the time, like they're relating everything to themselves, and they don't mean to do this, but this is since Mercury deals with the how you build things in your mind and how you understand the things that your mind is receiving from the outer world and how to communicate it right. Because if you got a messed up Mercury, and it may not be able to communicate what you got in your mind properly, because your mind is your moon sign, so it's receiving from the unknown, the behind the scenes realm. So when it receives, whatever your actions is, which is your sun sign, is going to put what you're receiving into action. But Mercury is there's the communication. It's how you process it. It's already on your mind, but can you process it good or bad or well enough for another person to understand? That's why it's good to pay attention to your Mercury sign and see if it has any harsh aspects to it, or is it debilitated or not. Because you know, when it's debilitated, it's in, and it falls in Pisces. So a lot of Pisces with Mercury in them, y'all have to watch out for over analyzing something and not expressing it in the right way or explaining it in the right way for another person to understand. But when it comes into Leo, it may do a little bit of both. It may be expressive on stuff that other people can't understand, but the Mercury in Leo here expects you to understand by the way they're acting, which is the body language. You know what I'm saying? So that's how the Mercury come across. You know what I'm saying? Then they may come across at times like they're relating everything to themselves. So say for an example, you just got some new shoes or whatever like that. The conversation with the Mercury and Leo may come to a point where they're talking about their shoes, when you just want somebody to acknowledge your shoes, but they mean not to do this. And how genuine they are, they will even congratulate you on your pair of shoes first. They're not haters. They're not haters. You know what I'm saying? You may have some that come out as haters because they may feel like someone else is getting more attention than them, but you would never know that. They would just show or do, which Mercury and Leo is to communicate. They will communicate certain things to others to kind of drift people's attention off of others and to them. You know what I'm saying? So they're very witty with their communication style, and that's their main goal, to try to deflect the energy that people give off to others and give to them. And how they do this, they don't mind giving it back. See, that's the key right there. You know what I'm saying? They're very diplomatic. So, you know, yeah, that's like Mercury and Leo in a nutshell. But these people, they know what to say at the right times to get into the right situations. You know what I'm saying? It's up to the other person to be tired of this or not. You know what I'm saying? Because Leo gives off the energy. It doesn't receive the energy. So it's up to the people that they communicate with, as if they're tired of hearing how the Leo come across or not. But the Leo always has some form of the diplomacy with each other, which that's not a word, but y'all know what the fuck I'm trying to say. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's Leo and Mercury and Leo, nigga. Flight boss, bitch.